Hi, long time. It's been a little minute that I've sat down to actually make a video. So I don't know if I've got like OG subscribers still watching, but hello, welcome back, I guess. And everyone new that's gonna be viewing this, hi, my name's Maggie. I'm just filming loads of content that I've been meaning to post really. So welcome to the ride. It's just gonna be a whole lot of different stuff. So if you're interested, please subscribe. Please like the video and let me just get into it. So this video is gonna be about my experience at Parsons School of Design. If you don't know, Parsons is in the top 3 for best fashion design schools in the world. So it's a really prestigious school, and yeah, I got the opportunity to attend this school, and I just kind of want to talk about my experience because when I had got accepted and then I was planning to attend, first thing I did was go to YouTube, go to TikTok, and there wasn't really much information about my specific program because you've got the BFA, which is the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Fashion, which is, I think it's like more popular program is for people that are coming straight out of high school and that's their first degree is fashion. Whereas my course was the associate's program or the AAS, and this is for people who have a background that is nothing to do with fashion. So maybe they've gone to uni for dentistry, they've gone to uni for law, and they just want to kind of change careers. So it's marketed as a rapid course for people who are trying to like change careers and transition into fashion. So me already having my bachelor's in economics from the UK, when I discovered it, I thought it was perfect because during COVID, I was working at the British Embassy, we were working from home full time. And with that, you just got a lot more time. Laptop is active, whatever, but behind the scenes, you might be cooking, you might be cleaning, you might be doing whatever you're doing. I ended up using that time to go back into certain hobbies, mainly making clothes, and it kind of reignited my passion. Funnily enough, taught myself to sew during my economics degree. It was literally finals, and looking back, I hated the degree. I was doing economics and politics, and I was actually trying to distract myself from studying because it was driving me crazy. I would be in the revision rooms crying and just so stressed out because I hated it. It was like a punishment, it was torture. So I ended up ordering a sewing machine and teaching myself to sew from YouTube. Because it was the end of my degree, we had our like final sort of prom thing going on, and I'm like, you know what, I would love to make myself my dress for prom. So in the midst of studying for finals, I taught myself how to make a dress. Obviously, it was terrible to me. It was my first creation, so I'll give myself a little bit of credit. If I can find a picture, I'll insert it. But anyway, I'm going off topic, but I'm just trying to paint the background for the fact that I had been sewing prior to attending Parsons. I'd been sewing at least 8 years on and off, just teaching myself from YouTube. It was crazy. When I finally got to Parsons, I had completely the wrong techniques and methods because I was sort of freestyling stuff that there was professional methods to do. Anyway, we'll get there. But working from home, and it reignited that passion. I found Parsons, and then there was a lot more in between, but yeah, ended up moving to New York. So I've put down, I think, some notes that I wanted to cover for people who are hoping to do the AAS program. Okay, so first of all, course length. So it's supposed to be completed in 4 semesters, and those are full-time semesters. So each semester you might have 4 to 5 classes. You can complete it in 4, but because me just being me, I'm a grown woman. I think I went to Parsons at age 27. I just can't not have income coming in personally. You know, some people had the privilege of their parents just giving them money so they didn't necessarily have to work. But me, I just don't want to go into that full student mode of like not having any income whatsoever. So I was like, I'm gonna do some sort of part-time. Actually ended up completing mine in 2.5 years, and that 2 years is rapid. Personally, I don't think it's enough time. Obviously the BFA program, they get a complete 4 years. So, you know, I think for them, the first 2 years is just about learning techniques, like getting a perfect seam, pattern making, all of that. But for us, you had one semester, which is weeks of learning a skill like pattern making. And as you know, pattern making come like engineering, very, very technical. They kind of whiz through certain skills. So I feel like at the end of the degree, you don't come out as a strong candidate in the job market. Like, you apply for internships and then you're competing with kids from the BFA program at your school, and also kids from FIT, which is kind of like our rival school. It's a top fashion school in New York, not too far from us. So those are the candidates that you're up against. A lot of people say that FIT is very, very, very technical. They say that Parsons, they teach you how to think like a designer. FIT is more like very technical. So for the AAS candidates, you're not gonna really get to grips with it before they move on to something else. So like I say, other students have had more time with it than you have, and you're competing for the same role. What else I put down? The teachers. I met a few kind ones, met a few nasty ones, which I don't think it would be a real fashion school experience without like those nasty Devil Wears Prada type teachers. Ones that are just gonna tell you to your face that your shit is whack. Yeah, it was a mixture. It was like teachers that I don't really feel like I'm getting value from this class. I feel like what you're teaching me, I could teach myself from YouTube. There's other teachers who that I fuck with, and it's genuine, like bigging them up and seeking their advice and staying after class to talk to them and hear their story and just soak them in. Maybe a tip that might help you be successful is just try and like network with your teachers as much as possible, because they may have some links to get you opportunities. Like, there was one teacher, I just bumped into her. It was actually after I finished the course. I went to school to print something because we're still able to use the facilities. Bumped into her, was chatting, and I ended up getting an interview out of bumping into that teacher. It didn't necessarily lead to a offer of an employment, but it was good practice. It got me closer. It was a real like fast fashion brand, and like the experience taught me a lot. I definitely was in classes where I overheard some of my peers get plugged into opportunities with my teachers. There really is some good teachers, but then some of them, obviously, just make sure you like read the reviews. I think there's a website, Rate My Professor. Read the reviews, because some of them is just like, I don't know how this teacher got this job, no offense. Okay, the actual degree. Obviously, like I said, the AAS, the associate's program, gets far less attention than the bachelor's, which is the BFA. So for example, the bachelor's, which is for the younger kids who are coming straight out of high school, at the end of their degree, the fashion show has loads of press coverage. I think like Vogue, all these different media publications come to see the work of the Parsons students, and then a lot of the students from the BFA program get press, whereas the AAS program doesn't really have that kind of attention. Our end of degree fashion show, not as much money goes into it. I don't know, it just seems like the neglected sibling of Parsons. You would even bump into some kids in school like, oh, what are you studying? Fashion. Oh, me too, fashion. But the AAS program, and when you say you're AAS, there's some immediate sort of, it's not disappointment, but it's like, oh, okay, so you're not, it's like you're not the real deal fashion. But I don't know, for me that was the perception. So if I'm being honest, if I'm giving my real opinion, I don't actually know if the AAS was worth it, because Parsons is marketed like the Harvard of fashion. For the AAS program, you kind of got to chase your own opportunities. I think AAS is seen as less talented, which we're not, because I had a lot of like talented colleagues. What else I put down? Because I'm not from the US, I didn't realize that Parsons would be classified as a PWI, which is, I think it stands for a private white university. In America, apparently you've got HBCUs, which is like historically black universities, and PWI. So I didn't make that distinction. It became evident toward the end of my time at Parsons that, okay, this school is very classist, elitist. This is not an institution that is created for people that look like me. Get a sprinkling of black people. In the basement, there was actually a room which was the POC space, the person of color space. Like, they fought to actually have like a designated room to just congregate in and socialize in, because it's that excluding. When I came to Parsons, I told myself, do you know what, I'm just going to give it my best. I'm not going to dumb myself down, but water down my own passions to sort of fit in, have friends and be accepted. Got to a point where it's like, I don't need friends. If those friends don't like how I really am as a fucking passionate individual, then I don't want it. So for example, there's gonna be moments where there's an assignment, you can't try to do too well because you should not be trying to shine. You should kind of know your place, like, because it's gonna fuck off the rest of your peers, and you've got to be careful about stuff like that. Me, I just did what I needed to do. I didn't care. Oh, campus life, obviously it's New York City, so you're not really gonna get the campus vibe that you would in like a traditional university that's out of the city. But I lived on campus for like a few semesters just because moving to New York City from a different state, the rental market is overwhelming and crazy. The easiest thing for me to do was to stay on campus and just figure it out until I was able to find somewhere to rent. New York City is dangerous as well, like finding a neighborhood, getting on the train. Oh, when I first moved to New York, mate, it was a dystopia kind of, it was insane. So personally, I say live on campus. But in saying that, you know that Parsons dorms is the most expensive dorms in the whole of the US. I think it was like 10K per semester. I don't remember, but that took a lot of bread. Tuition's already high, and then if you're adding dorms on top of that, it's expensive to do this. One thing I did love though was individual style that you witness on a day-to-day basis on campus. Everyone's showing up how they want to show up. No restrictions. People wearing heels to class, all sorts of hair colors, people just coming in costumes. Like, no one's batting an eye, and no one's gonna stare you down as you walk past in your heels, yellow hair, blue dress. That's the environment that I want to be in. Before I started the school, I was like, buy some new clothes, but it wasn't that deep. Finally, I think this will be the final point, but the end result after graduating, so I've been to uni before, I've graduated before, and I know that period after leaving school and getting a job feels so tedious, it feels so bummy, it feels so depressing. So I was kind of ready for it. I've been through it before. And with this, after a fashion degree, the pipeline is normally an internship, whether paid or unpaid. You'll be lucky if it's paid, but you're gonna do an internship. They might give you 20 hours, they might give you 15 hours, they might give you 30 hours, but most times you're gonna need to supplement that with another job. But I know some people doing 2 internships, I know some people doing 3 internships. So I saw the market and I'm like, I'm gonna handpick how I want to do this, how I want to navigate. I don't have to go the route that my peers are going through. I'm gonna do it my way. I've been going to interviews and I'm just trying to find what I want, because I'm at the point in my life where my mental health comes first. Like, I'm not about to throw myself into a toxic environment full of demons just for the sake of a low-paid internship. It has to be worth it. So I'm working towards that. I feel like I'm getting closer, so I'm not really worried. I hope I've helped someone that is going to Parsons and studying the AAS. If there's anyone out there that has questions regarding Parsons and the experience, definitely message me, leave a comment, whatever. I'll be so happy to help, because I wish there was somebody that did this video when it was my time. I feel like this video is a little bit all over the place, but better than nothing, I guess. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, please. It means so much. Thank you so much.